Well, good morning, guys. And like I said last night, I have really learned my lesson on trying to do stories in real time. I really made myself look like a fool by saying something that wasn't true because I didn't wait. And so I'm not doing Trump suspending federal aid this morning. I'm going to do Robert F. Kennedy because one thing that I am going to do with my show, and I am so fed up with this, is with Pete Hegseth and Bobby Kennedy Jr. They took the worst moments of their life and they're saying they're not fit to do these jobs. Well, let me tell you something. I know some of the most competent people that I've ever met, some of the smartest people I've ever met that have pasts. They've been to prison. They did things they weren't proud of, but they are incredibly smart. And I am so sick in politics of somebody being up for a job and them using the worst day of their life to say that they can't do these jobs. It is ridiculous. You know, I don't know what Bobby Kennedy Jr. did, but Bobby Kennedy Jr. is the absolute best message I've heard in so long. $900 billion spent on Medicaid. Americans all live with chronic disease. If you look at how healthy people were in 1960 compared to what they were today, which is what he was talking about. And the best quote of the day is a healthy person has 1,000 dreams and a sick one only has one. And Bobby Kennedy's message of, the body, well, I say this all the time. Anatomy is an applied science. Everybody takes things differently. And it was infuriating to watch Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren grill RFK Jr. about pharmaceuticals when both of them have taken over $1 million from pharmaceutical companies, which is what they were doing yesterday. And Bobby Kennedy was the one with the guts to speak out against SSRIs, to talk about how vaccines work differently in different people's bodies. He talks about how in America we have multiple ingredients. He was talking about Fruit Loops. He's saying he's not going to stop you from getting a cheeseburger. He's not going to stop you from getting Twinkies. He just wants you to know what's going to happen to you if you're eating these things. And he did such an amazing job. I don't care what he did when he was 40, now that he's 70, whatever. I don't care. I care that the message is, like I said with Donald Trump, I care that Donald Trump fights woke, that he puts Americans and America first. But Bobby Kennedy Jr.'s message is the most important message in politics. Americans are obese. If you look at the obesity rate in 1960, it was like 10%. It's over 50% now. I was talking about it the other day. I go through the parking lot at the grocery store and look at the drive-thrus in my neighborhood, and they're packed all the time. And the other thing is, we live in a society where the poorest people are the most overweight. Boy, that never used to be true. The poorest people used to be the skinniest, and now they're the most overweight because we give them this cheap food. We need to make healthier food available. Why is there not dollar items in the grocery store like there's dollar items on McDonald's menus? So I think I support Bobby Kennedy Jr. so much in being a rebel, in fighting the fact that people shouldn't go to doctors. And one thing he said yesterday too is pharmaceuticals are the third leading cause of death in the country. That's absolutely the truth. Pharmaceuticals are a last resort. Doctors, when you go there, should not be automatically telling you what pharmaceuticals they're going to put you on. They should be telling you to walk, to exercise. I talk about with depression. The reason why depression is people have it so much is because they have obsessive thoughts. When I was depressed, when I had anxiety, I would sit in a room and it was constant. But if you change your surroundings, if you work hard, if you exercise, not only does it make the chemicals in your brain right, but you're changing your surroundings. You're thinking about other things. You're not singularly focused on that one thought that you're depressed. And that is the most major part of anybody fighting anxiety or depression, is you have to get your mind off of that depression and fill it with other thoughts. That's exactly how I got better. I quit drinking, I quit pharmaceuticals, and I started working hard. I started working out. Everything went away when I started doing that. Bobby Kennedy Jr.'s message is doing that. His message is the most important thing. I don't care about what he did 30 years ago. I care about the fact that he has the right message. I support Bobby Kennedy Jr. 100%.